Hello and welcome to California Bountiful. I'm your host, Aubrey Aquino. Most people may think sturgeon farming and caviar production happens overseas, but most of it really occurs all over the United States, with more than 3/4 of the nation's caviar production happening in Northern California, like right here in Wilton.
This is Tsar Nicoulai Sturgeon Ranch, and we are the nation's only certified sustainable sturgeon farm in the United States. South of Sacramento, most people don't think of the caviar capital of the country, but that's okay. We're kind of like a hidden gem here.
This unassuming location is the largest sturgeon farm in America, less than 5 miles from the rivers the sturgeon naturally inhabit.
One of the unique things that people often don't recognize is caviar farming now goes on all over the world. It started right here in Sacramento County. So Tsar Nicoulai represents one of the oldest farms in the world. With the help of UC Davis back in 1984 is when we really broke ground and started the process of aquaculture, proving that in the right environment, sturgeon could grow amazing caviar in a farm setting. But sturgeon farming in caviar making is a slow food. The work we do today we'll realize in about 2030. 6-7-year-old sturgeon, sometimes 8-year-old sturgeon produce caviar. Only the females are the prize sturgeon that produce caviar. Unfortunately for males like myself, we're semi-useless at the farm. We have about one purpose here, and that's really to make our way to the smokehouse. So everything is a labor of love. Even the gender of our fish, we figure out about 2.5-3 years with the university's help.
Female.
And we're raising these fish as responsibly as possible. What does that mean? We're antibiotic, we're hormone free, we're heavy metal free, we're feeding sturgeon what they would eat in the wild. So we have a custom feed, which is no land-based proteins. They're eating algae, planktons, crustaceans. They're, bottom feeders, they're omnivores. So we're trying to give them, what they'd really enjoy. And as you can kind of hear from behind me, the sounds of nature. And really, that's really our goal here. Treat them how they would be in their natural environment. Over there, we have the parent sturgeon, and we do our spawning, and those cylinders are filled with hundreds of thousands of eggs.
So how old are these guys?
These are literally like 5 days old. Sturgeon in the wild have been carbon dated to live 60, 100 years. When you're dealing with a white sturgeon, this is the second largest freshwater fish in the world. Our brood stock, which are like the parents of the farm, could be 8 feet long. They can weigh 200, 250 pounds. Darwin referred to them as a living artifact. They are a dinosaur fish, if you will. There are no bones, there's no teeth. So they're evolutionary.
And here, their commitment to sustainability includes investing in the future and innovation.
We have a lot of firsts that go on here. So there's a lot of water conservation, energy conservation. Behind you guys is an organic greenhouse, which we started in about 2016. That was the first sturgeon-powered greenhouse in the world, if you will, and it produced organic produce. And behind me is actually hyacinth. This is the original method. This is Mother Nature's organic biofilter. These are like plants that float on, tops of rivers and streams, and they have roots that go all the way to the bedrock, and they filter the sturgeon's effluent streams. We do about 20% of our energy through solar currently, and we broke ground earlier this year on an RES system. What that means is the original farm was about 30 tanks and 2 gigantic ponds with about 1 million gallons of water. The new system has 54 tanks and eliminated the use of ponds. It's a zero discharge system. It only needs replenishment for the uncovered zones for evaporation. That saves about 1 million gallons of water a year.
It's a high quality vision they practice in both their farming and food production.
Bunch of different grades. We have 6 of them, from our classic all the way up to our exotic crown jewel. We encourage you to start at our entry levels, our classics estate. They're amazing flavors of caviar. Our signature flavor is salted sea butter. So if you're a fan of freshly salted sea butter, you have your favorite sort of, tuna belly sort of flavors, that's really what caviar is all about. It's subtle, it's delicious, it's mild, it's buttery, it's unctuous. Give it a try, or if you're not as, adventurous for caviar just yet, try our smoked sturgeon. Our smoked sturgeon pate tastes like bacon to the sea dip, if you will. There are ingredients you can pronounce. There are limited ingredients in all of our items, but honestly, the caviar here grown locally is very inspired. It's a delicious item, and it's as good as anything else that's produced in the world. And go figure, this is where it really began as far as the farm caviar movement. So, take pride in local, give it a try, and you'll be pretty impressed.